Hi guys, and welcome back again into another episode with Elias. We are here this day, and the goal is talking about probably the most important topic that we will go through into the whole journey. So take your 5 minutes, close the door, be sure that you are free, that you are having these 5 minutes, because the value of this video is insane. What we will talk about is the difference about CeFi and DeFi. Don't be scary, because we will explain exactly what does it mean, CeFi and DeFi. I want to start with the first word, CeFi. What does it mean? Technically means centralized finance. And you will say, okay, why centralized? Why finance? Finance is always so complex. I don't have a degree in finance, and so I completely get it. But be calm, because finance is not so difficult. And I want to ask Elias, what do you think is the best definition of finance? Because most of the people are thinking that finance is so complex. By the end of the story, the reality is slightly different.
Yeah, my life absolutely changed when I realized that finance is actually fun, and finance means opportunities. And when we look at the word finance, I see finance is, or the definition of finance is every term of monetary exchange, of monetary value. When we think of real estate is finance, stocks is finance, making your daily payments is finance, everything is finance. And I think most people don't really know how big the topic of finance actually is and how much opportunity lays in there. And yeah, also for a lot of people, it's a hard topic. People don't like it because it's like a lot of paperwork and stuff like that, but it can be fun and it can be
but not to mention also that the kind of image that we have in our mind the moment when we think about finance is like being into Wall Street with so many traders that are screaming, buy, sell. Yes, that's a part of the financial system, but the reality is that finance is something that is much more, and it is involving also us as a person, as a private. We are having our money, we need to manage them, and we need to take the maximum out of this of our money. And it's about going to the bank, using your if you want to buy some stock, or if you want to buy some house, or whatever you are doing with your money. Everything that is involving money is about finance. And when we talk about centralized finance, it simply means that you are relying on someone else in order to complete your financial operation. In the moment when you go to the bank, you open a saving account or whatever, you are relying on them into the bank, that is the third party that is taking care of your money. It's taking the custody of your money, and it is doing whatever they want with your money. And the main problem when it comes to banks is that what about if they are failing? And that's not just an hypothesis. We have seen many banks failing. We all remember, or at least I remember, but I think also you too, Elias, when Lehman Brothers was failing in 2008. It was a mess, and the whole economic stuff is not just about the financial system, but everything was crashing down. And that's something that you should take in account. So when we talk about centralized finance, we have a third party that we have to rely on, that is taking the full custody and responsibility. Even if they lose your money are gone, and there is no way for you to retrieve them, but that's another story. And that's a big problem, and also risk. So that's the reason why we need DeFi. Do you want to say something about DeFi? What does it mean? And after that, I will also add another reason why we should start thinking about DeFi, because it's not just about what we said, but there is something else that we also will go through into the next video. Please.
Yes, when we talk about DeFi, and you made a great point, you give away the responsibility. And giving away the responsibility is always easy, obviously, giving away the responsibility about your bank account or whatever. And DeFi also means taking that responsibility back. But that also means, I mean, that comes also with risk, right? Because if you, in DeFi, when you lose your private key, if you do a not so smart move by storing it out of nowhere, and it gets lost, it's gone. And DeFi, when we talk about DeFi, I like the term, as you just mentioned, taking that responsibility back, taking that responsibility from a bank or a centralized exchange back to you, and being the real owner of your money. And yeah, I mean, there's also, in my opinion, the biggest difference between centralized finance and decentralized finance is everyone is their own bank. You hold your own assets.
Yeah, that's a big story that we'll go through even much in depth in one of the next video. I want to add another thing, because one of the problems when we think about DeFi is that many people are thinking, okay, but I already have the bank. It's not necessary that we have another layer like the DeFi. The reality is that you should remember there are in this moment all around the world 2.3 billion of people that are still unbanked or underbanked. So it means that they don't have access to all of these services. And a DeFi system, it is the system that can reaggregate, re-put together all of these people that are unserved right now, and allowing us to interact with them also from the financial point of view. And that's a big revolution that can literally change everything. Don't worry if you're still wondering, okay, but how it could happen and what are the different steps, because in the next video, we will explain exactly what does it mean. Taking also from the social responsibility, because that's something that is important. It's not just about us. It's about worldwide speaking. We are 8 billion people, and there are 25% of them that are still missing the opportunity to use a financial service. Okay, if you want to just summarize in like 30 seconds, the difference between CeFi and DeFi, just to have so clear that they can go to, I don't know, to the grandmother and explaining it in a more compelling way, how you would define that?
I would define it as I mentioned, taking back the responsibility, also taking back the risks of holding money, of holding your own keys in a crypto way, because as probably already some of you know, or you will get to know soon, in crypto you don't have passwords. You have something like keys, like the keys to your house, and if you lose the keys, yeah, the house is locked and you can get back into it. And what the major difference, take back the responsibility, and yeah, be the hero of your own money, and also have the opportunities that otherwise the bank would have, because there are a lot of interesting ways how you can use your money in decentralized finance to make interesting returns on it. And yes, taking responsibility and also taking opportunity.
I would add one other thing is that would you ever give to your housekeeper the right to decide while you are paying him or her, the right to decide if you can go into your own house or not? Because that's the reality. Right now, you are giving that possibility to your housekeeper, someone that you are paying, that you have given the right to use your home to do whatever you want with your own belongings. But unfortunately, the reality is that they can simply close your house and give you the ability to get back into your home. So that's the reality. So that's what is happening with CeFi, and that's the big difference with DeFi. You get back the ability, the control of going into your home whenever you want. Hi guys, and welcome back. Today we will talk about something that is probably my favorite topic, because one of the questions I'm receiving more often is about, man, but DeFi sounds just about speculation, just people that are betting their money trying to become rich. I don't see any kind of utility. Why we need this DeFi, decentralized finance, why we already have the traditional finance, and the traditional finance is getting better every day. We have these cool applications from Revolut, Robinhood, that are allowing us to do everything that we were used at one time was complex just through our phone. Well, I understand your point, but you need to understand what we will do into this video, because I prepared this slide for you. And look at the map. We need to remind that in this world, there are not only people like, for example, me and many other people that maybe probably are following this course that are already having access to a bank account, to all the applications that we are used to having to the more developed world. The reality is that there are 2.3 billion people. So we are really talking a lot of people that are all unbanked. So unbanked means that they have no access to any financial service, or they are underserved. Underserved means simply that they have access to less services. Not to mention that in some case, even if in the West world, but also in all the countries that are developed, you have some kind of financial service. You can go to the bank, you can ask for a loan. The point is that most of the time, the bureaucracy and the process that is required to complete and to give you the money that you are looking for is too complex and completely inefficient or incoherent compared to the real need of the people that are asking for the money. When it comes to DeFi, this is something that can be solved because all you need is an internet connection. You don't have the need to talk with someone that is asking for all of your support, any kind of document, and is telling you, okay, I will talk with someone else and I will let you know, and so on. The power of this technology is that everything is managed by smart contracts. Smart contracts simply means contract and agreement, exactly as in the real world we are having agreements, contracts that we are signing. All of the same is happening into the DeFi, into the crypto space. But instead of having a person that is signing, it is automated. So the contract already knows the rules when it has to work. And in the moment when the conditions are verified, it is simply executing what it is supposed to do. And that's something that already right now, even if the DeFi space is quite young as a space, it has been demonstrated it's worked pretty well. I don't know if you have been following the last year or cryptos, but we had many literal scandals, crashes, but all of them have been involving just centralized entities, so companies that were centralized like a bank. Why? For the simple reason that in the moment when something is happening and when there are humans, the possibility to having some kind of mistake to don't execute the transaction as you should be supposed to do, well, the probability is quite high. Or better, at least it can happen. On the other side, when it comes to crypto, the machine is simply working. There is no way, wait a moment, man, maybe I can bring your money, the money to repay the debt tomorrow, wait a moment, and at the end you will not bring the money. When it comes to DeFi, if the rule is saying that the position should be liquidated because it's too dangerous to keep it open, well, it will be liquidated no matter what. That's what it means a smart contract, and that's the reason why it is a big step forward, and that's something that can simplify the life also for us. On the other side, the main advantage when it comes to DeFi is that it is cheaper. Think about, for example, when you have to do a wire transfer, an international wire transfer. In that moment, the cost of that operation is quite high. Most of the time when it comes to cryptos, moving money on many chains, on many blockchains, it has a cost that is close to zero. Not to mention it is happening immediately. It is fast, or even in the worst case, it's just taking minutes, not months. And finally, it is something that is always open. You don't have to wait that the market is opening. You don't have to wait that the bank is opening, and so on. You can do everything just through your internet connection from your home or wherever you are. Hi guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about DeFi and what does it mean be your own bank, because that's something that literally it is becoming possible through the DeFi. All of us are knowing what is a bank. We are using it. Someone, according to which country we are living, could have more access to the bank services, but all of us have really clear in our mind what does it mean a bank and how it works usually. When I'm saying CeFi, as you can see from this slide, what I mean is simply something that is like a bank. Someone, an entity, a centralized entity, it could be a company, something that is sponsored by the government or whatever, that is enabling you, that is doing stuff for you. It is completing the financial transaction for you. So let's say that you want to do a financial transaction. In the moment when we are talking about a CeFi, a bank, how does it work? First, you need to go to the bank or you need to access your bank account through your application. In that moment, you will ask the bank to do something. The bank could approve that according to which kind of operation you are requiring. They will say, okay, they can do some control, or it could be something that is automated, or most of the time it can require some kind of approval. Specifically, if what you need to do is something like taking a loan or trading or doing advanced stuff that maybe are not something that you can simply send your money from your account to someone else, even if the reality is that most of the time, if you want to do a wire transfer on Friday and it is after that, there is Saturday, they are closed. Sunday, they are closed. Sometime, like for example, for Chinese New Year into the in Asia, they are closed also on Monday, also on Tuesday. So at the end of the story, you had a goal to do a wire transfer on Friday, and you end up to have your wire transfer completed just on Wednesday. So quite a long time. And not to mention that in the moment when we are talking about a centralized entity, a bank, you don't have the key to enter the bank. Yes, you have the feeling that you have the key because you can enter your bank account through your application. But the reality is that if the bank is failing, as we have seen with Lehman Brothers or many other banks that have been failing, there is no way for you to recover your money. You can't go into the bank and say, okay, guys, give me my money and simply take them, because the bank will decide if and when and how to give you the money. As we have seen just through the example of a wire transfer, the reality is that it is the bank that is giving you the rules on how you can behave and the time in the timeline of your different actions. When it comes to DeFi, it is completely different because there is no middleman, there is no bank. It is something you and your connection, your internet connection, your wallet. Your wallet, that is something that you are owning 100%. There is no housekeeper that is saying to you, oh, maybe today you can enter, tomorrow not, and so on. You have your keys and you can enter any moment you want. And the system is secured not by someone, but just through an encryption protocol, or better, an algorithm, as we were talking about in the video about blockchain. If you missed one or if you don't remember it, well, just go back and check it out again, because it's so important that you understand that DeFi is simply something that is making more efficient what traditional finance is already offering, leveraging a technology that is called the blockchain. Going more specifically, when we are talking about a DeFi, a decentralized world, that is giving you the ability to become your bank for real, the reason is because it is permissionless. It means that you don't have to ask permission to anyone to execute, to do something. It is just about you. You have the power to decide whatever you want. I want to add another thing. Remember, guys, that even if it looks like super cool, the reality is that a big owner is coming also with a big responsibility. There is no customer support. If you are losing your keys, you don't have anyone to call and ask them, oh man, I lost my key, can you send me a recovery password? There is no way to recover it. So that's something that you should remind really, and you should manage it really carefully. We will go through a specific video where we will talk about the good habits to manage this story. What I want to remind you right now is that, yes, it is cool because it's permissionless, so you don't have to ask permission, but at the same time, it is only about you. It is fully your responsibility. Going on, it is self-custody. So it means that you are the only custodian, even while you are using an application, a decentralized application, you are taking a loan, you are giving cryptos as a collateral, exactly as you were doing into the traditional market. You are using, for example, your home as a collateral to take a loan and to get some money and so on. In the moment when we are talking about DeFi, you can do the same stuff, with the only difference is that you keep the custody. You are the one that, without asking permission to anyone, can simply take your repaid debt, take back your cryptos, and so on. And finally, probably even more important, is that everything is automated. Everything is simply working. There are rules. You need to know these rules, because if you don't know them, it could be dangerous. As I was saying, DeFi doesn't mean solving all the problems of the world. It simply means adding a technology layer that can eliminate, making more efficient the whole system. But at the same time, it is coming with its own responsibilities and its own problems. Hi guys, and welcome back. Today we'll talk about stablecoins. Stablecoin simply means that kind of crypto that, instead of having a volatile price like Bitcoin that is changing the price like each second, has a price that is pegged to a real currency. It could be the dollar, the euro, the franc, or whatever it is. And if you're wondering why it is so important to have a stablecoin into the crypto system, the answer is pretty easy. I still remember the day when we didn't have so many stablecoins. And the problem is that in that kind of situation, if you're having some, let's say, Bitcoin, and you want to sell them, how to do? Because obviously doing like a wire transfer to your bank account to have again your euros into your bank account, it's quite complex. Let's say that you want to buy again Bitcoin like 1 hour later or a day later, going back and forth with your bank account, that somebody is taking time, money, and so on. On the other side, having a stable coins means exactly having something that is still into the same ecosystem. So it's like another cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin exactly, that is enabling you, instead of having to do this bank transfer again, to keep trading, to keep investing with your cryptocurrency. Today I'm here with Elias because he's quite an expert about stablecoins. They are working also with an important project into this direction. So what I want to ask to you, Elias, is in your opinion, which is the main reason why stablecoin are literally the backbone of the whole crypto market?
Yes, I mean, you explained your journey in stablecoins, and that's also the big reason why stablecoins are so important, because they are the involatile liquid part of the crypto market. So everyone can easily switch out of a volatile assets into stablecoins. And yes, you mentioned it right. And we're also working with stablecoins. We actually have the biggest DCH, biggest stablecoin pegged to the Swiss franc. The DCHF is the name. And when we talk about stablecoins, there are important factors, and these factors are very, very important. And everyone which invested in something like TUSD, for example, or other super volatile stablecoins know these stories, that stablecoins also can depeg. And I mean, the peg
that's really important, guys. Pay attention to it, because that's the whole story. Not all the stablecoins are equal. Even if they looks like that are pegged, so they are still having like the same value of $1, the reality is that they can lose that value. So I will let you finish, because that concept is so important.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point behind stablecoins is that they should equal a real life asset like the US dollar or like the Swiss franc. And in that moment, they don't do that anymore. The whole value of a stablecoin is just lost. And with some stable coins that happened because the value which backed the stable coin, because what you have to see is when you invest in a stable coin, the stable coin actually needs to back the value that you want to get out of the stable coin. Let's say I want to invest, or I want to go out of Bitcoin into US dollar, and I sell my Bitcoin to get this US dollars. The US dollar only holds the value of 100 US dollar. For example, when I sell 100 US dollar to get 100 US dollar stable coins, it only has the value of 100 US dollar stable coins because it's backed by a value which represents 100 US dollar in stable coins. And sometimes that doesn't work anymore, and companies just are illiquid. So better said, they don't have the real value behind the stablecoin anymore in their portfolio, in their whatever it is. And yes, that can happen, and that's why it's important when you invest in stablecoins, or better said, you go out of volatile assets in stablecoins, you should check how the stablecoin is backed. And there are a lot of different backing mechanisms. I mean, it would be a big video if you want to go over in detail.
If you're curious about the whole topic, I will leave also a link about a much more in-depth video when I'm explaining exactly a different kind of mechanism. What is important for you right now to understand is that a stable coins means that someone is issuing like a token, a cryptocurrency, and if I want to issue like $100 with this stable coin, I need to have $100 of real money behind. Otherwise, this kind of issuing mechanism, it doesn't make any sense. That's the reason why the most safe mechanism is over collateralization. So having more money than the amount that you have issued. So let's say that I have $120. A safe way to issue a stablecoin should be issuing like $100, because I would be always able to convert that kind of amount of money into, again, real money. Unfortunately, as exactly Elias was telling you, guys, this is not what is happening for all the stable coins. So I don't know if you want to give some suggestion about really which kind of best practice you should follow in the moment when you want to use a stable coin, or you want to choose a stable coin.
Obviously, history is something very important. And if you look at stable coins, there are stable coins with US dollar coin, USDC is probably one of the ones with the biggest history next to US dollar tether. I am personally invested most in DAI and USDC personally, because I understand how these stable coins work, and I can see with what it's backed. And especially DAI is an over collateralized stablecoin, as you mentioned, the biggest over collateralized stablecoin on the market, and therefore I can see on the blockchain that it's backed by real value, and that's obviously super good for me as an investor, and a big green flag. And that's also why most of my stablecoins is in DAI, obviously.
Yeah, same for me. When I'm choosing a stablecoin history and being sure that having like an audit, or even better on the blockchain, where I can check literally, okay, you are giving out like 100 million of stable coins of US dollar, but do you really have this money? I want to check it. And that's something that is possible to do with the blockchain, with all the audits that are available. And that's the reason why I highly recommend you guys don't look for exotic stable coins, even if in some case the reality is that they are paying a lot, because as you will see in the next chapter, there are different ways where you can use your stable coins, even if you are just waiting for the right time to re-enter into the market, because usually the main reason why you are having stable coins is just because you want to buy Bitcoin a second moment, or any other cryptocurrency. And while you are waiting, there are different ways where you can use your stablecoins to earn some kind of passive income. But don't be literally too greedy, and just to take another 5%, you would start using a stablecoin that is too risky, because the reality is that you can lose even everything if you're using the wrong stablecoin. But anyway, also in this case, we'll go through much more in depth about which stablecoin, what does it mean really earning passive income with your stablecoins and cryptos in one of the next video. Okay, if you want to just say something just to close a close thought about stablecoin, feel free.
My closing words would be: stick to the big ones, don't go too exotic. It's in 99% of all cases it doesn't pay off, and there's more of a losing game than a winning game. And the one word or one sentence that came into my mind when you said don't go too exotic and don't go for crazy percentages is, if it seems to be too good to be true, it's often too good to be true.
Yeah, much better to stay safe, and at least, as Warren Buffett was saying, guys, you have to defend. Your first rule is defend your capital. That's what you need to understand. It money, there are plenty of opportunity to earn money, but if you're losing everything right now, well, without money, there is no opportunity. So guys, thank you, Elias, for this chat, and I will see you soon with another video. Hi guys, and welcome back. Today we will talk about what is a wallet, how to set up it, plus what are the differences among the different kinds of wallets that are available right now. So let's start with the slides, and I will also guide you through a tutorial in a moment. But first of all, I want to say what is the difference among having a real wallet and keeping your cryptos inside the exchange, inside the application that you have used to buy your cryptos. It doesn't matter which application you are using. It could be Binance, Revolut, Crypto.com, or whatever other application you're using. The reality is that all of them are having the power to take you out from you, all of your cryptos in any moment. They can simply say, man, you can't access anymore your own account. And it doesn't matter that maybe you were able to see your balance on the application. One story is seeing your balance into an application. Another story is having full control on your cryptos. We heard many stories during the last year about different kind of platforms that failed, taking from the users all the cryptos. It happened with FTX, Celsius, and many other. So for this reason, it is much better to have your own wallet. Now that we have understood why it's so important to have your own wallet, it's important to understand what are the different kinds of wallet. From one side, we have a hot wallet, so it means that it's connected to the internet. The most famous one is Metamask, that I will show you in a moment also how to set up it. On the other side, we have cold wallets, and they are relying on something that is called also a hardware wallet. One of them, the most famous one, is this one. It is just a simple device, a small one, that you can simply plug and play with your computer. You have here the connection for a USB connection. Aside from that, they are working in the same way. So as you will see in a moment, they are requiring to generate your keys, and this key, it is what will allow you to access again your wallet. The main difference is that when we talk about hot wallet, this key is saved on the internet. When we talk about a cold wallet, it is saved through your hardware wallet. Once we have understood it, let's start and let's see how to set up it. So first of all, if you want to download any kind of wallet, remember to check that the address that you are using to download the application, it is the original one. That's something that's really important because many times we are seeing scams. They are replicating the same website. This is just have a URL that is slightly different. Once you have done that, just click on download for Chrome or for any other browser that you are using. You will be redirected into this page. Just click add extension. Okay, once you have add your extension, you will be redirected to this page. Click get started. And here you will have to obviously say help us improve MetaMask. You can say yes or not, it doesn't matter. In this case, I would say yes. And in this moment, you would ask if you have already a phrase key, so you already have your own account, you want to simply upload your previous account into MetaMask, or you want to create a new one from scratch. Just for this exercise, I will use create a wallet from scratch. In this page, simply choose your own password. Remember, guys, that there is no support. So it means that if you're losing this password, there is no way to retrieve it. And on the other side, remember that this is the password that will allow from your computer to access the wallet. So if someone is stealing your computer, if they are able to retrieve your password, they will have also the ability to access to your wallet. Just click create. This is the most important step. Secret recovery phrase. This is what will allow anyone to access your funds if they have your recovery phrase. This phrase, that's something that you don't have to share it with anyone. And please, guys, don't save it on a cloud. Don't use WhatsApp, don't use Slack, don't use iCloud, Dropbox, or whatever to save this phrase. Not even use your computer. As you can see on the right, what they are saying, write it on a piece of paper. And the main reason is because it is so precious, this phrase, and you don't have to waste it to really forget to, you always have it accessible, but only for you. This is the phrase, as you can see, there are in this case 1, 2, 3, it should be 12 different words. When you have completed this step, just click next. Okay, just click and put in the order exactly as it was in the previous step. Click confirm and all done. Click all done, and in this moment you will have your account. Once you have set up your account, all you have to do is just click here where it's written Ethereum mainnet, click add network, and as you can see, you will have the opportunity to add different network. Let's say that you want to add Arbitrum, you have just to click and switch to Arbitrum, click got it, and you have done. Let's say you want to add Binance Smart Chain, here it is the layer for Binance Smart Chain, or in case you are not able to find the network that you want to use into this list, just click add a network manually and type the information that you have been receiving by the network that you want to use. Okay, guys, this is how to set up a Metamask account. The same kind of process applies for any kind of other wallet. And remember also that each wallet is supporting a certain kind of amount of blockchains. In the case of Metamask, we have seen Ethereum and all the Ethereum virtual machine compatible blockchains. There are a lot of them that are compatible with Metamask. But for example, if you want to use Solana, Near, Cardano, you will have the need to use a specific other wallet. Anyway, if you want to have more details about it, that just ask into the comment section here into the video or just into the Telegram group. Guys, thank you, and I will see you in the next video.